Tonight from Kingsborough Community College in Coney Island, Brooklyn, CUNY TV with Con Edison bring you the Community College Men's Basketball Championship game. It's the top-seeded Hostos Caymans at 24-4, taking on the 17-11 3-seed Bronx Community College Broncos. Hi everybody, welcome you once again to Kingsborough Community College with former Columbia guard Sean Couch. I'm Ralph Bednarczyk. Sean, Hostos entered the season with high expectations. They've been top 10 in the country all year, currently ranked number 6, taking on the 3-time defending champion Bronx Community College Broncos that are the underdog simply because of how well the Caymans have played all year.
You know, absolutely, and when you think about Hostos, you have a team that has been close but hasn't gotten that cigar. This team is very good right now. If you think about them, it's pressure, bust, pipes. They want to come at you. They want to score easy points. In the semifinals, they got 50 points in the paint, Ralph. And not only that, they want to turn you over. 26 points off a turnover. So you know they're going to go up and down, score on you, and then turn around and guard you into the ground. So the Bronx has to be ready.
And for the Broncos, Sean, let's not forget about them. 3-time defending champions under Coach Sean Kelly. In his second season, he completely turned over the roster, but again, they're back in the finals.
That's right, and that's Kevin Vanderpool is the man. He's really doing a good job understanding how to lead this team. He's scoring in the paint. He's scoring at the three. He has a mid-range game, showing all phases of his game. And Ralph, this team has very good balance. They share the ball well, and they know how to win. They've been in the championship. They've won in the championship, and I think tonight this is going to be a great game. Two good teams, even though they're ranked. Bronx is like, nah, we're here to play Bronx ball. We're the champions. You got to knock us off.
We're looking forward to it. Hostos, the top seed against 3-seeded and 3-time defending champion Bronx Community College. That's coming up on the way tonight from Kingsborough Community College on CUNY TV.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And we welcome you back here to Kingsborough Community College in Coney Island, Brooklyn, with Sean Couch, Ralph Bednarczyk. The Hostos Caymans, ranked number 6 on D3Hoops.com, taking on the Bronx Community College Broncos, 17-11, the 3-seed and 3-time defending champions. Should be a great battle as we look at our starting lineups. And the Bronx Community College Broncos being introduced right now. They'll have a 4-guard starting lineup. Taylor Foster is the point guard from White Plains, New York, a sophomore. He's joined by Abdel Peguero, a freshman from Schaumburg High School, a satellite academy. Kevin Vanderpool from Gorton High School, native of Yonkers. Paris Purcell is the 4th guard, 6'2 sophomore, Irvington High School in Westchester via Buffalo State. And the 6'6 freshman center is Jordan Webb from Gophers High School. The Bronx Community College starting lineup, that is their entire roster that they have on hand. The head coach is Sean Kelly in his second season, a former longtime assistant coach spending 9 years at Division II Mercy College in Dobbs Ferry. And now let's have a look at the Hostos Caymans, a team that people talk about winning the program's 2nd national championship. They did it 10 years ago. So there is precedence. For Hostos, their point guard and a 6'1" outstanding sophomore, Dehana Bailey. He is a native of the Bronx. First team All-CUNY, joined by Teron Pascal from Tilden High School in Brooklyn. The player of the year in the CUNY is Tyree White, 6'3" sophomore from Science Skills Center, joined by 6'3" sophomore guard Anthony Rose from Springfield Gardens in Queens. And 6'7" sophomore from Sheepshead Bay High School, Rashawn Bailey from Brooklyn. That's the starting 5. Here is the entire Hostos roster. And the head coach is Dr. Jody King. He is in his 3rd year coaching this program. And the last 2 years, he has been the CUNY Coach of the Year after spending 3 outstanding seasons coaching SUNY Maritime Academy And he has this program thinking about championships even bigger than the CUNY title. So we're just about ready to go during the regular season. It's important to note, Sean Couch, and we hear this adage so often, Hostos defeated Bronx 2 times this year, and they had their way really in both meetings. But it is always difficult to knock off the same team 3 times. What do you make of Bronx Community College's chances to make that adage hold true?
They have to be able to handle the Cayman's pressure. And there are 2 things that they have to think about. This team is a very good team in the mid-range. They have players that can handle the ball in the paint and make good shots off the glass route. So, you know, they have to understand their strengths and their weakness, because what Hostos is going to do is pressure them, double them, make them pass out the double, and try to play the passing lanes. And then when they score, they're going to jump right on them, try to play a lot of run and jump, angle them, you know, get that double, get that bad cross-court pass to speed the game up. Hostos wants to make this game into a layup game. The Bronx, very capable of playing fast, has to play smart.
The Bronx in the road green on green unis. The Hostos Caymans, home white on white unis. So it is a Bronx backyard rivalry game being played in another borough in Brooklyn tonight, and we are underway. Here's the lob on the backside, and the layup couldn't be finished for Kevin Vanterpool, high-flying guard. And Dahana Bailey here, the point guard for Hostos, attacking the rim. And on the follow, the immediate foul as Anthony Rose for the Caymans was able to corral that loose ball, and he'll shoot free throws.
And right away, Daly gets right to the rack, you know, and that's what they want to do. If you're not going to control them with the ball and not control their ball handling, their guards are taught to get to the basket. So the Bronx is going to have to do a better job manning up and keeping them out of the paint.
Anthony Rose sticks the free throw. He is a former student assistant coach for Dr. Jody King. Wonderful story. Springfield Gardens in Queens, class of 2006. Same class, Sean, as Charles Jenkins, former Hofstra All-American, who had a nice year and a half in the NBA as we get the lane violation. So Rose has been around a while, but he understands everything they do, being a former student assistant coach, and now having an opportunity to play after missing the last year and a half from a torn ACL. And he knocks down both free throws. 2-0 Hostos.
See the Caymans in the white right now, picking their men up right at half court. They're going to challenge the Bronx to execute their offense.
Here's the entry pass underneath and the rejection inside on Jordan Webb. But there on the follow is Kevin Vanterpool to clean up.
Right, and that's a good start for them right there. As I indicated at the top, they can get that post play from their big player, from big Jordan Webb. So go into Webb, make them double, make them challenge on the weak side. You get that help and that easy bucket.
Into the post, Tyree White, the CUNY Player of the Year on his first touch. White at a Science Skills Center, did not play high school basketball, and he was a diamond in the rough Dr. Jody King was able to discover and develop.
What an amazing story. No high school ball plays AAU or Riverside Church, turns into the Player of the Year in the conference.
And he's got a chance at a scholarship next year. Division II, Division III teams interested in him in his final stretch. Teron Pascal, big 6'5" wing, doesn't get that to go. And Tyree White, an awesome rebounder, got it, but then Dahana Bailey called for traveling.
Right, you're scouting Dahana Bailey, and that's number 11 who just went to walk. The scouting report, I would say, stay in front of him, make him shoot a jump shot. He's geared to getting in the lane and bringing that defense and trying to dish.
Here is Vanterpool. And the entry pass again, they try to establish the big man Webb. Jordan Webb was stripped and then called for steps. Excellent defense played by Rashawn Bailey.
Right, you can see though that Sean Kelly understands the game plan. I'm going to go inside, I'm going to test their defense, I'm going to try to get their bigger players in foul trouble, I think it's a great strategy.
Bailey off the screen, a pull-up three out of the corner doesn't go from Teron Pascal. Rashawn Bailey on the rebound. And a fresh shot clock for Hostos. Just getting underway in this game. The third meeting of the season, but Hostos coach Dr. Jody King says it's a rivalry game. You throw out the first two regular season meetings, they're meaningless. Near turnover, White able to recover. Then Bailey inside for Tyree White with 6 seconds to shoot. Tyree White turning the corner, collects, gathers, and scores.
Nice patience right there. It shows that he can use his left hand. He goes all the way around the bend with his left, gets to the backboard. Very simple layup. I mean, there's a lot of redemption here for the Caymans. They went 8-0 last year in the conference and then came up short in the semifinals. So now here they are in the championship. They have a lot to prove.
Running one-hander doesn't go for Paris Purcell. Dehana Bailey on the push, and White missing the shot. On the follow is Rashawn Bailey.
Yeah, Rashawn doing his thing. That's their third offensive rebound. Second shot opportunities is what they thrive on, Ralph. In the semifinals, they had 15 points off of second shot opportunities. Bronx has to clean that up.
A timeout on the floor called by Coach Sean Kelly of Bronx Community College. His team trailing Hostos 8-2 here. And we have not even played a full 4 minutes of action. Let's take you back to a year ago, 2013, CUNY final. Bronx Community College knocking off Queensboro. They lost in the third round of the Region 15 tournament against an excellent Sullivan Community College team. But meanwhile, Hostos disappointed. They were the top seed. They lost to CUNY semifinals after an 8-0 CUNY regular season. They lost 67-61 in the semis, lost their first round region game to Bronx Community College. So not only did they have salt in the wound, they had salt put into 2 wounds.
No, absolutely. They were there. And remember, Ralph, we were talking about them. We loved their energy, their talent. They had Jeremiah Brown, who was lighting the league up. There was a lot of good things happening, and they fell short. This team's a little different. They have some guys down low that like to do the dirty work, and their guards can do this. They can post and make plays. And when you have guys that can go inside and outside, they can knock the three down and then play that mid-post game that you just saw right there, you know, you have a very good and balanced team.
Tyree White on the turnaround. Abdel Piquero sticks a jumper. A 6'4" freshman shooting guard. He is the CUNY Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I like Abdul. Had 18 points in the semifinal game and really just came up big. He has a lot of confidence, a lot of personality. He believes that he can do anything.
An offensive foul. They got Tyree White using his off arm, picking up his first. So the Bronx will have it back. For the Broncos, 2 straight victories. So they've put it together at the right time. Just 2 players returning from last year's roster as they graduated some great players as Teron Pascal picks up his first. And they feel like they've had some peaks and valleys, but they went out and knocked off Division II junior college program Raritan Valley of New Jersey. A very good team at that level. A lot of close games against some non-conference opponents. So they set the bar very high. The 17-11 mark may not do Bronx CC justice as the shot, the runner from Taylor Foster doesn't go. And here's Dehana Bailey on the move. Dehana Bailey, and he's denied by Webb. Tyree White on the reset. White kicking, Dehana Bailey. And Webb alertly knocking it out off of Rashawn Bailey. Great athleticism from the 6'6" freshman big.
Yeah, good play right there. But again, they're not controlling cleanly their defensive side. And I know they have 4 guards. They have guys out there 6'2", 6'3", but rebounding is a group effort. It's an energy effort, and they have to put more energy into it.
Kevin Vanterpool here to recover as the Bronx have come out struggling a bit here. They looked inside the screen and roll for Webb. The recovery and finish, Taylor Foster. He is their 6'4" sophomore point guard.
That's right, and they're not showing any fear, Ralph. I really like the strategy. Let's get the ball down low on the baseline. Let's attack the glass. Let's see if they're going to hold up defensively if we challenge them in the paint. And they're doing a good job. Only down 4 right now.
Webb beaten to it by White. White at 6'3", the number 2 rebounder in the conference. You want to talk about special abilities. 14.2 rebounds per game for 6'3" forward Tyree White.
Yeah, and he's been consistent all year on both sides of that, Ralph, offensively and defensively, very even. You know, he gets about 8 boards on the defense, 6 on the offense, so he just works on both ends of the floor.
That shot doesn't count. It's off the wire above the basket for Teron Pascal, wiping away the 3. So Bronx community able to slow this game down. Sean Kelly says we want to stick around and just keep it close. They have proven they can win close games throughout the season and hold this Hostos team to 1 shot. Some of his important points of emphasis. Kevin Vanterpool. It's Jarrell Merriweather, a freshman off the Hostos bench. Dehana Bailey straight on. And White beaten to the rebound by Paris Purcell. Purcell to the rim, the tip. 2 tips from Foster. Then the follow from Vanterpool.
Yeah, Vanterpool showing grown man skills right there at 6'3", over the taller Hostos team, getting 2 taps, Ralph, and then an offensive putback. And now they're only down 2. Bronx is showing their toughness and their game plan of getting in the paint and getting some buckets.
Here's Merriweather. Good screen and roll. Anthony Rose to the rim. Rose, such a valuable student assistant coach. Sean, during his time, he helped Dr. Jody King recruit a number of his teammates. And now sharing a uniform with him. The kick out to Purcell. Not there in a long 2. Bailey. Merriweather. On the backside, Rashawn Bailey stripped, followed by Tyree White. And Bailey falling down, kept it alive and avoided the travel. 12.5 to go. Entertaining first half from Kingsborough Community College. Bailey saw a path open up to the rim.
Right to the basket, right through the Bronx's zone. Bronx not having any sort of, admission or commitment to stopping that uncontrolled ball handler. They have to do a better job. You're going to play zone. You can't let people get to the cup that easy.
Foster. He attacks and he scores. A 6'4" lefty point guard. A lot of Division II schools interested in Foster out of Westlake High School, White Plains, New York. And Bronx community here sitting in a zone most of this first half as the shot doesn't go, and here's a leak out. Purcell to the trailer, Vanterpool. It's a 2-point game.
Yeah, 2-point game, sitting back in the zone and just putting their hands up, Ralph, giving the wall. Hostos out of control, off balance on that last shot. Have to do a better job understanding what they can do well on offense.
And the pass, Rose wasn't ready for it. And the pass too far ahead of Webb, and both teams sloppy.
Yeah, that time Vanterpool saw Big Webb. I don't know if I'm going to give Big Webb the ball in the open court like that. Vanterpool would have been better service, just dribbling the ball down low, attacking the basket, drawing the defense, and maybe lobbing it up or just kicking it on a good bounce pass.
A timeout on the floor, and Hostos' lead is just down to 2, and Sean Kelly and his Bronx Community College team, he felt they went out with just 2 players back, but they recruited very well. They've had some peaks and valleys meshing this team together, as we said. And he thought, look, last game against Kingsborough, they just scored 56 first-half points in their semifinal victory. So he thinks they are peaking right now with all their depth and roles established.
Right, and I think you're right, because this team, all the starters in that game, Ralph, had double figures. They had, from their starters, 60 points. So if you look at what's happening, and then you have the bench that's coming off, they had an additional 25 points. So that was, they're really doing a good job. They're peaking right now. But the thing that I'm impressed with the Bronx is that they're passing the ball really well in the zone. They're not taking any extra dribbles. They're making sure that they're efficient with the basketball and finding those open spots and then using their athleticism at the basket. I think it's a perfect plan. They're being out-rebounded, though, 9-2, so they're going to have to get that better, because as the game goes along and as you get worn down, rebounding and those effort points come quickly, and that's what the Caymans are known for. They can just get up on you and you're down by 20 all of a sudden.
Hostos 24-4 in the season, 10 straight wins into this one. Well, we expected this should be a good battle between neighboring programs, and it is. Dr. Jody King said the first 5 minutes would be very important to him, Sean. He wanted to see how the Bronx would come out and try to guard his team, what they would do, and then he had some counters in place and to make adjustments. So we're past the 5-minute point in. Have you seen Hostos making adjustments as White adjusts in the air to score?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure if they made adjustments because they're up right now. They're going to stick to their game plan. Their plan is, let's play that short post game. Let's get the ball at the elbows and drive to the rim and trust our athletes at the 4 and the 5. They're not even 4. They have a stretch 3 and a normal 4. There's no 5 out there. This is all guards, to tell you the truth. So, they're trusting their athleticism in the short paint, in the short post. They're going to play their game from the elbows in.
Not the shot Bronx wanted, but they had the chance for the follow. McQueen was blocked. Bailey threw it away, and then the foul as Peguero was able to loop in for that loose ball. So the Broncos a little bit more scrappy picking it up.
See Peguero there attacking the basket, and that's his game. He's a slasher. He goes well to the basket, right, Ralph, and he has a way of finishing at the cup. He gets the ball up there, and he really extends his hand, so players that are defending him have to come across his body. So it's very, very sound as a person driving to the basket. And when you're thinking about teaching kids, I had a coach who told me, extend your arm and get that ball off the backboard. And I didn't understand it at first, but when you see winning behavior, when you see shots made with the drive, it's off the backboard.
3 doesn't go from Jarrell Merriweather, but another offensive rebound for Hostos. And eventually it comes down and cleaned up by Taylor Foster. Foster did not start the season at the point, but they really like him there as McQueen rebounds, and it was stuffed, but couldn't be saved. So the Bronx Broncos will keep it. Taylor Foster, their point guard. A transfer from Division III SUNY Morrisville upstate. Good crowd on hand here, making the trip down the green line to 4, 5, and 6 from the Bronx, from both schools. Here to Coney Island. Steven Wilson, a freshman, 6'5" guard, is checked in for the first time too for the Broncos. Foster, as McQueen sets the screen for the lefty. 10 to shoot for the Broncos. Wilson, offensive rebound again for the Broncos. And again, it's Kevin Vanterpool. He goes 6'2", but his rebounding numbers tell a different story. He averages nearly 7 rebounds a game. And that's the second foul on Tyree White.
Yeah, that's a big foul right there. And Vanderpool already has 7 rebounds in the game. So, 4 offensive rebounds, really committed to getting that second shot.
Vanterpool averaging over 17 points per game, leading the Broncos in scoring. He's 4th in CUNY. 11th in rebounding, 6th in steals, so he can fill up the stat sheet. He's got 1 more. And he transferred from a Division I junior college, Texas Southwestern Christian. But he wanted to come back home, and several Division II programs looking at him for next year. But he misses both. So still a 4-point Hostos lead. Hostos brings in Robert Soriano, 5'10" freshman point guard, handling here. And inside, and Dehana Bailey, this time from the high post, finishing.
Yeah, great entry pass on the bounce. And then Daly turns, and like he's 6'5", Ralph, he's only about 5'9", goes in there and banks that shot right off.
Good backdoor cut, and the pass from Foster to Peguero.
Yeah, Abdel understands how to finish. Very good reverse layup right there. On balance also. He has good balance while he drives.
Soriano chased off the trap. Dehana Bailey out of the corner. Three was blocked. And the leak out for BCC. Look at the pass to Peguero.
Again, getting some cookies right there, but I should say some little buttercup layup. And the Bronx in this zone giving Hostos all sorts of trouble. And Ralph, we couldn't expect anything less. This team has won the championship 3 times. They understand how to win. They have a system. If you do not pass the ball well, we're going to get it off the deflection. And they've done a good job, a great job, deflecting the ball and challenging shots.
Good pump fake out of the corner by Merriweather. Oh, the entry pass where Sean Bailey's tip wouldn't work. And here come the Broncos looking for the tie or to take the lead. They'll take it to the rim, and hitting the bottom of the rim was Stephen Wilson. And it results in the leak out for Soriano. Timeout Hostos with the Caymans lead up to 4 in an up and down sequence with 7:35 to play in the opening half. So Hostos has led from the jump, and while they went 10-0 in CUNY, they've only had one close game, Sean, an 83-75 win against LaGuardia at Bronx Community College right after a snowstorm. On January 31st, they got moved. So they have not been in many close battles, at least within conference games. How does a team's battle-tested nature maybe come into play? Is there such a thing as not being battle-tested enough?
Well, you know what? There's 2 theories on that. You have the theory that if you're going out and conquering and working hard and winning games, then, you know, you are battle-tested. But then again, you know, if as a player and even as a coach, I know that when that moment comes, when you've been crushing everybody, and then all of a sudden you're in a tight game and you have to execute under pressure, that's a whole different rhythm. And in order to understand that rhythm, you have to go through that rhythm. And you know what, Hostos, while not playing a bunch of close games, I think, you know, just given the way their makeup of their team, the way that they have their guards, I think that they're going to be 1 instead of 2 this time. I think even if the game is close, they're battle-tested enough to be able to finish it.
What a steal on the back end by Abdel Peguero. Stephen Wilson from the elbow.
Yeah, good shot by Wilson. He's a good-looking player. Really understands how to, you know, take the shot. He doesn't force things. If he's open, he'll pull up. If he has the lane, he'll drive and he'll be under control. And, you know, he's the sort of guy in a game like this, you know, he might be that pressurized X factor that the Bronx needs to overcome and get over the hump.
Jump ball. The arrow points to Hostos. In a 2-point game with 6:48 to go.
6:48 remaining in the first half.
Hostos has turned it over 4 times, shooting 38%. The Bronx at that same number 2, 9 out of 24, and another timeout on the floor, with Hostos still maintaining their 2-point lead. Bronx Community College graduated so many great players off of last year's team. You think about where they are today, Sean. Ronell Ross was an honorable mention All-American. He got a full Division II scholarship to Palm Beach Atlantic down in Florida. He's playing very well. We wish Ronell the very best. What a wonderful kid. being the Community Player of the Year last year, over 1,000 points and 700 rebounds for Coach Sean Kelly. And Ronald Washington, who got his offer after many years out of school. He is now playing at Queens College. So it can be done, and there are some success stories from the community college level to move on and use basketball as a way and a path for better success.
No, absolutely. I mean, this level here in New York City is some of the best community college ball in the country. And when you have good coaches, you have good systems, you have good facilities, you know, the level here is very good. And the players are featured. You know, they're here on CUNY TV, their games are shown, and coaches know about them. So if they do have the pedigree, they will get an opportunity.
And Ross at 6'8", playing very well down at Palm Beach Atlantic. So many of these players you're seeing here are going to move on to the 4-year programs. Some fortunate enough to get some scholarship money at the Division II level, and some others to the Division III non-scholarship level, where they continue their education and be recruited. Jarrell Merriweather up top, and now they run Robert Soriano off the ball. Merriweather, it's a floater, still hit it. He's out of the Lehman class of 2009, so he has spent 3 years out of high school, a little bit of an older freshman. Abdul Peguero. And the tip by McQueen, and it comes into the hands of Dehanna Bailey.
Bronx 0 for 7 from 3.
A takeaway by Stephen Wilson. Wilson for the Bronx. And let's see if they got the travel or the foul.
Yeah, I think they called the foul on that one. I think Wilson got a gift. I think Stephen got a gift on that one. Looks like what happened was the ball just got caught on number 11, Dehanna Daly's front part of his thigh, and the ref made a call on that one.
Stephen Wilson has been in and out of the starting lineup, but a 6'5" freshman guard coming off the bench right now at the forward spot. And someone Sean Kelly says is starting to get it here at the end of the season as Jordan Webb returns. He attended Schaumburg High School, but he played for the Satellite Academy team, which is not exactly for the high school. It's kind of a combined team made up from all different people from different backgrounds. Bailey inside, great pass from Merriweather.
Yeah, he earned that one, and Bailey's just been a workman-like figure and presence in the paint. And, you know, that's a great shot right there. Falling down, still has the presence of mind to catch, keep his head straight, and make that shot. It's a good, solid play. Caymans now looking to stretch out, up by 5.
Rashawn Bailey was hurt early in the season. He was in and out of school close to 4 years. Initially attended Montgomery Fulton Community College up near Albany. So he is a very chiseled and mature 6'7" sophomore. And he has gotten tougher as the season has come along. He adds the free throw, and Rashawn Bailey now with 7. A 25-19 Hostos Community College lead. Here off the bench, Kevin Pimentel, sophomore out of Law and Public Service. One of their only 2 returners from last year's championship team. Move inside as Foster is denied by Bailey.
Bailey on both ends of the floor has decided to be a physical presence. He is not afraid to leave his feet to attempt to challenge shots. He's blocked 3 shots now that I've counted. And, you know, he's just doing a good job. You see him right there, number 34 in the middle with the dreadlocks. Very active in the paint, hands up. His head is moving, his feet are moving. Just doing a good job overall.
Pimentel had to force that shot up with the shot clock expiring. So Soriano with the Bronx. I think Sean making the decision to sit in a zone, I think this entire first half. Kick out. Jarrell Merriweather hitting a three to pay for that zone. Merriweather, 45% from three. He's 7th in the conference.
That's right. That's his thing. He comes off the bench, ready for catch and shoot. First one of the game for Hostos, and it comes at a good time. Now up 9 points.
Pimentel. Peguero, now Foster in the high post. Pimentel looking for an answer. And the rebound is going to come down, and on the push is Merriweather. Bailey. Rashawn Bailey on the move. And another one. And a timeout, Bronx Community College. Hostos with another mini spurt. They've opened up an 11-point lead late in the first.
Yeah, you see Coach King high-fiving his crew. They're just doing an excellent job extending the floor on offense, Ralph. Just a great headman's pass. And, you know, when you can finish, Daly just have the presence of mind, not to dribble. He looks down, looks right in the paint, sees the big man, number 34. That's Rashawn Bailey with his hands up. Good finish at the end of the game. They're just playing a good all-around game. There's not any over-dribbling. Everybody seems to understand their role, and they're doing it. It's reflected in the score, now up by 11.
More great scoring balance. 6 different Caymans have scored under the direction of Dr. Jody King. He loves the depth that he has and how everybody has bought into what he's asking for. And at the junior college level, Sean, there is a lot of competition, realizing you want to move up to the next level. How difficult is that to make sure everybody buys in and realizes you're not all going to average 20 to open up and get attention?
Oh, that's a great question. And Ralph, just to make a comment on this huddle, you see how focused those guys are. Look at them. There's nobody outside the hell. Everyone is focused. But to answer your question, you know, in order to stay at this caliber, number 6 in the country, you know, teams have to understand that the offseason is where it counts. If you're not in the gym working on your jump shot, okay, your jump shot's good. Okay, let me go down to the mid post and see if I can develop one move where I can maybe rotate. Maybe I can do a reverse spin or some sort of turntable move where I can shoot the ball effectively off the glass. Let me learn how to take contact. Let me get in the weight room and improve my foot speed. And I know in talking to Jody King, because he knows that I do a lot of off-season training, that was one of the things that he focused on with this team. And I think the results speak for itself.
Pimentel, tough pass for Paris Purcell. Hostos shooting 43%. Bronx held to just 31%, but they get the good feed inside for Jordan Webb.
Yeah, I like that move by Webb. That's the turntable right there. He just gets it, you know, has that nice light feet, gets his head around and finishes off the glass. I think Webb could dominate the paint if they really make him a focus.
Another leak out, Purcell up and under. Forced and challenged into a tough shot by Dehana Bailey, who turns it around the other way, and too many steps.
That's one of those times when the Euro step needs to be X'd out of the equation. Real simple stuff. Chop your feet, bring the player to you, drop it off, or just pull up, take the short little jump shot off the glass.
7th Hostos turnover. Oh, there's Webb getting inside, but again, the rejection. Robert Soriano blocked from behind. The follow cleaned up by Merriweather.
There it is again. Rashawn Bailey again imposing his will. The bigger Webb has him outweighed by about 30 pounds. But his athleticism right there on that block shot, you know, just really dominated him that one play.
And Hostos doing this, Sean, all without the services of CUNY Player of the Year Tyree White, as Kevin Vanderpool sticks an important 3 for the Bronx. That is their first after starting off 0 for 8.
Yeah, 2:30 left. You want to go into the half down by 10 or less, you know, so that's a big 3. And the Bronx right now, if you look at them defensively, their hands are down. They have to really work hard right here. This is, you know, the time of the game we have to challenge every shot. Got very fortunate right there on that missed 3.
In and out for Jarrell Merriweather. Pimentel. And getting to the rim. And he'll shoot some Bronx Community College free throws with 2:05 to go in this first half. 3-time defending champion Bronx Community College. Here the underdog against the 6th-ranked Hostos Caymans. From Kingsborough Community College with Sean Couch, Ralph Bednarczyk.
See big Kevin right there, 5'11" guard. And you know what? He doesn't have a lot of foot speed. He's not the quickest guy, but he understands how to play. You know, he understands how to get his team together. And you see right there, he just slipped right in that lane, and he did a nice job extending his right hand away from the defense and drawing the foul by getting his body into the offensive player.
Having to settle for 1 of 2. So Bronx Community has trimmed it to a 7-point game, but an answer, the baseline jumper for Jabbar Jefferson. His first bucket, he's a 6'2" freshman, also from the Bronx. Vanderpool, quick catch and shoot.
Yeah, tough shot right there, Ralph. He wasn't on balance, and he wasn't even looking at the basket. He caught the ball, and then as he was shooting, he focused his head and turned his head, and you could see the result. It was a really bad miss.
Bailey line driving that shot in the outlet by Webb. Bailey able to come back and track it down. Jabbar Jefferson, and as he challenged Jordan Webb, then Webb compounded his mistake of the bad pass by committing the foul.
Yeah, bad pass, and then he commits the foul right there, and they need Webb in the game. He's their biggest physical presence. And that's his second personal, so he's going to have to come out the game.
And that makes Bronx CC a lot smaller. Jabbar Jefferson to shoot 2. Jefferson is an energy guy off the bench, a physical presence, described as the Charles Oakley muscle of the team. I'm not sure if we have enough young people around that know who Charles Oakley is. He was the New York Knicks enforcer in the 90s on all those great Pat Riley teams. That's what Jabbar Jefferson does for this Hostos program.
Yeah, if they want a visual, just think about LeBron James, but without all the athleticism, but the same diesel body. And you know what, just to let the audience know, the Bronx did a great job in the semifinals, Ralph, knocking off Kingsborough on their home floor. They came with it, knocked them off 93-87. This is a good team here. I mean, they're down 11 right now, but, you know, this team understands how to play and how to come up big when it counts.
Drive to the rim and off the back rim for Darryl Blackstock, a freshman out of New Rochelle, New York. Hostos to the rim. Jefferson was short on the follow, and the ball denied inside on the block on Teron Pascal. Again, Blackstock to the reverse. Goes down.
Oh, yeah, nice move by Blackstock right there. He sees that he has to go up strong and get tricky around that rim. But you got big Rashad Jefferson, Bailey, blocking everything. And that was a very creative shot. Nice reverse layup.
A contested 3, maybe not the look you want from Merriweather. And here's Pimentel with 1 second to go. It would have counted, but Hostos with a 36-27 halftime lead, using great balance offensively.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Live with a human for a while, and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she does strange tricks for no treats. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Maybe he's really focused.
Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others to.
In 4, what do you tell your team in the huddle?
Pizza and relax. It's a basketball game. It's a championship basketball game. Teams are going to make runs. Teams are going to play hard. It's a game of doing the little things. And it's two great teams. We're playing the 3-time defending conference champions. They're not going to give up.
And it seemed when you guys went into that zone, it really freed up your offense. How much comfort does your team have with that zone, and what does it do in their offensive game?
Well, I haven't checked the statistics as of the past couple of days, but as of last week, we were the #1 defensive team in the country, okay? So we rely a lot on defense, and if our defense is playing well, it's going to put us and keep us in games.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Ralph, back to you.
As we start the second half, Hostos, #6 in the country, looking for their first championship since 2008. They've got the lead by 9 over the Bronx Community College Broncos, the 3-time defending champions, with Sean Couch, Ralph Bednarczyk. So Sean, for the Broncos and Coach Sean Kelly as the underdog, their hope was to hang around, to stick around till the end. What can they do to get a little closer, and are they close enough?
Coach Kelly indicated that they have to rebound better, and I think that's what they need to concentrate on, getting and controlling their boards. Once they do that, you know, they need somebody to get hot. They need somebody to start hitting some outside shots. That's a good start right there on the drive, but they have to do a better job on the defensive end with their rebounding and controlling ball handlers getting in the lane.
Kevin Vanterpool, Sean on the drive, and he's got a quick 2 for 11. For Hostos, Tyree White only played 11 minutes, the CUNY Player of the Year, in that first half after picking up his second. So that is something for Hostos that they can benefit from, as he is back out here to start as an air ball thrown out by Taylor Foster. And it results in a tie-up, giving it back to the Caymans. So a squandered opportunity for BCC.
It's at your own risk. The Broncos going in that lane. Rashawn Bailey has 4 blocks. I believe that was his 5th block right now. So they have to go strong at him.
And Rashawn Bailey tried to go backdoor for Tyree White, and a sloppy start for the Caymans. The Broncos shot 32% in the first half. Hostos shot 40%, and Hostos with a +12 rebounding advantage. Maybe the only bugaboo for Hostos, 8 first-half turnovers.
That and the fact that they're 1 for 10 from 3.
Vanterpool, and he looked to throw it down. He was fouled.
Really impressed with Kevin Vanterpool. 5 offensive rebounds, Ralph. 9 total points. Even though he's 4 for 11, he's been very productive attacking the basket. You know, you can see it right there. He just goes right to the rack, tries to throw it down with the left. So you see his versatility, and you see that even at 6'3", he plays like he's about 6'7". He has a, you know, nice up ratio at that combo guard spot.
Yeah, Sean Kelly said he's kind of a football player by nature in his body, playing high school football. And that contributes to his game. Several area Division II schools in the East Coast Conference and the powerful Northeast 10 Conference all looking at Vanterpool. But he only gets 1 of 2. But Bronx Community College has cut it to 6. And there's a quick look at a 3 that doesn't go. And the tip also missing as Teron Pascal got an open look from 3. He has started the game 0 of 5. Taylor Foster, power move to the rim. Vanterpool knifing in on the follow. Foster missed the chippy. And a host of chances early in the second half for Bronx Community College to be right in this game.
And Taylor's working really hard, too. Number 4 just took the ball out for the Bronx. He's getting to the basket, getting to the cup. But what I've noticed is that his head is down, so he's missing his layups. He's got to get his head up sooner so he can guide, his eyes can guide that ball into the basket.
Rose putting in the follow on the other end. And Hostos finally on the board in the second half. 3 from Abdel Peguero rimming out. Webb gathers, and he's fouled. So Jordan Webb has shown us some nimble feet
Cayman's foul,
at
charge to number 34,
6'6", 230 pounds.
It's the team's
Coming out the locker room, they're really fighting on the boards right now. That's 3 offensive rebounds that they got, good opportunities. So they've taken what Sean Kelly said at halftime, that they have to do a better job on the boards, and they're starting out really tough.
Webb with the free throw. He's been a very good shooter, 50% for the season. In terms of field goals, that's 10th in the conference. Had 10 points in the semifinal win over Kingsborough. And he is only a freshman, so teams at the scholarship Division II level monitoring him for the 2016 season. And as the Bronx gets the tip out with another possession. And Hostos here sitting in that zone that they switched into midway through the first half. There's the lob for Vanderpool, and Bailey able to save it. Dehana Daly. 3. There's Teron Pascal finally off the schneid.
Point goal, Teron Pascal.
And they were waiting for that. Jarrell Merriweather came and hit the first 3 for them. Came off the bench. Ralph had a great half. That's number 432 for Hostos. Not in the game right now. Scored 7 points off the bench. And their other 3-point shooter now seems like he might be ready to get started.
Offensive foul, Rashawn Bailey stepping in.
13,
Paris Purcell.
Right, and that's the number 6 in the country team right there. We already know that they can slash and get to the basket. We know they can get big and block shots. Even though they're a bit undersized, they play above the rim. But when that 3-ball goes, they're a whole different animal.
White spinning into a double. Follow for Rose. On the move, Purcell into traffic and out of control. Then Purcell, oh, he got an easy one, and a careless turnover by Rose.
Yeah, good job by Purcell there. Even though he's out of control, didn't jump stop. Would have been on the bench in my book, but he's presence of mind just to stay and get an opportunistic basket right there.
That was a life vest as Paris Purcell able to make up for the mistake. And now Dehana Bailey throws it out of bounds. So for the Hostos Caymans, again, the lead is 8. Nearly 4 minutes into the second half. It appeared a couple times in the first half they may have a chance to build a sizable lead and start to get comfortable. But then the Broncos will make a play, make a shot, and just hang around enough as Taylor Foster, here's an offensive foul on Foster.
Foul charge number 4, Taylor Foster, his second.
Yeah, Foster right now is really trying to do too much. I think the misses around the cup have kind of gotten to him right now. It's in his head. He's getting to the basket, but he's not finishing. So, you know, he has to try to shake the cobwebs off, continue to be aggressive, and, you know, good things will happen for him.
White forced to his left hand and turned it over. The run out. Purcell.
Oh. Yeah, he took off right there. It took flight. Emphatic dunk by Purcell. Maybe right now the Bronx will feed off that energy, get that amperage, and get back into this game.
5-0 run for the Broncos. They've cut it to 6. Tyree White setting up Bailey. Offensive board, Pascal. Rashawn Bailey.
Rashawn Bailey, there he is. That's his game. I'm going to get to the basket. I'm going to make you guard me. And that's a really bad foul right there on number 25, Jordan Webb. Instead of just making him make a shot, he slaps down. The referee is going to call that every time, Ralph. Move your feet, make him shoot over you. He hasn't done really anything in the middle of the paint. You know, he's been on the side, but not on the middle, you know, on the angle. So make him make a shot over you.
Rashawn Bailey has 1 shot for the Caymans.
I think that's what Steve Kelly just told him. He just looked at him and said, listen, you know, on the angle, on the backboard, he's made it, but he's right in the middle of the floor. Just keep your hands up, give him the ball, and make him make a bucket.
Rashawn Bailey gets the second. He's into double figures with 10 to lead the Caymans.
Bailey goes 1 of 2. The Caymans lead by 7.
The high man for the Broncos, Kevin Vanderpool with 12. Foster penetrates the zone. Abdel Peguero, tough contested two.
Yeah, nice. One dribble to the left, square up, very nice shot. I'm telling you, he has a nice offensive skill set. He can do a lot of things for this team. He's the sort of guy in games like this because he's not up or 2 down. He didn't get excited when he made that shot. He's like, I make shots like that.
Teron Pascal, first team All-CUNY, and finally he's got his first couple field goals of the second half. He's had a great season, but quiet tonight. Getting in the hands in there is Jabbar Jefferson. 13th foul on the Hostos.
Right now, the Bronx is just trading baskets with them. They have to get some stops going right now against Hostos. Hostos feeds off of their consistency. And the Bronx has to come together right now defensively and try to get a stop here, you know, maybe a block here, deflection here to get this game under, you know, that 5-6 point mark right now.
They give Foster the jump shot, and he promptly takes it.
Yeah, good shot right there, and that tells a lot about him. He's been struggling offensively. He comes up, he takes the shot instead of driving. And, you know, he needs to look for a shot a little bit more. We know that he can do things. We know that he's an offensive player. He's a double-figure scorer in this conference, so he has to show that.
Pascal off on a 3. So Bronx with a bucket here can get within 1 possession. And Hostos, Sean, it appears that they've switched to a man-to-man here. And Foster realizing it. Looking for the screen, instead Vanderpool. Slashing. Tough shot off the glass. And the Broncos have cut it to 3.
Yeah, good offense right there. Vanderpool shows patience. Nice up fake, Ralph. Gets in the lane, steps through, uses the backboard, and finishes.
Teron Pascal on the drive. And a great play made in the corner by Jabbar Jefferson. He knocked it out off of a Bronx player.
12:39 remaining in regulation time.
You know, Hostos has not passed the ball well, Ralph, this half. They've come out and they've had 4, well, that's a close turnover right there, but they've had 3 possessions where they've just thrown the ball away. So they have to really tighten up. 3-point game, Bronx getting confidence. Players who are missing shots now are making them. And, you know, Hostos has to come together right now and get back to executing their offense.
44-41. This is the closest the Bronx has been to Hostos since the opening minutes. And for the Caymans, Sean, they have been a bridesmaid the last several years. They've knocked on the door. Last year, they made their move, being 7th in the country at one point before being upset twice in the CUNY tournament semifinals and in the regionals. And Dr. Jody King felt, as a coaching staff, they had to get some more mature, older guys to focus, especially the task at hand, and not have so many peaks and valleys. And he brought them in there, and they knocked off Sullivan CC. This year is a real eye-opening victory. But for the Caymans, again, their lead is just 3 against a Bronx team that appears like they're not going away.
Right, and they're not going away. I mean, they've won the championship. Until they lose, they're the reigning champions. They're the predominant team in this conference. Jody King was coach of the year last year. Did not win the championship. We know Jody can coach. He's here in the championship game right now. This team has a lot to prove. They're the ranked team. This team here is saying, okay, you're ranked, but you're in New York City. You're in Brooklyn. We don't care what the rankings say. You got to play the game. And, you know, to the Bronx's credit, they've overcome a lot of adversity. They haven't made their shots. They've looked bad at times, but they've really fought and clawed and rebound better, and now they're back in the game.
Tyree White is yet to score in the second half for Hostos. He leads CUNY in scoring, nearly 19 points per game. Here is White on the drive, on cue. Left at lefty short. And out of bounds off of Hostos.
Yeah, it looked like it was off of, excuse me, Ralph, off of the Bronx there. Break for them. And, you know, Hostos right now is looking a little unsure of themselves. They're, you know, not as aggressive and just not, you know, getting those opportunities and making the best of them as before. And remember, Ralph, they were going to the basket and driving in the first half. They were getting the second shot opportunity. That's stopped.
Tyree White, leading rebounder in the conference. Quiet, and now a ball off of Pagdero. On the push to trailer, Dehana Bailey.
It's a good job right there. And, you know, I'm surprised that Hostos is not pressuring them a little bit more than they are. They're sitting back in the zone. I expected to see more man-to-man from them in this game.
Back to a zone look for Hostos. Vanderpool. Taylor Foster. And passing up the shot is Purcell. And the Bronx appearing to be not exactly sure where to go. And the indecision for Purcell causes the travel.
Right, and that's the timeout right there. What happened was Jody was in the man, and the Bronx came back. But, you know, Jody has a presence of mind. Okay, it's not working tonight. They've made the adjustments. They game planned for it. They've been in the room at 4 in the morning studying the tape. So I have to go back to zone, and that's what happened right there. 2 turnovers based on him changing his defense.
And you're not exaggerating about the 4 o'clock in the morning. Last night catching up with Dr. Jody King, he calls me back. We were set to talk at about 10 p.m. Eastern. Gives me a call back sometime like an hour later, 11:30. Turns out he had fallen asleep after trying to take a nap on the couch watching tape in the office as Jordan Webb, the trailer, puts it in.
Yeah.
So Dr. King so immersed in his team's success and his kids moving on and doing the right thing.
Right, and I know you, Ralph. You're 5-hour energy. That's your nickname. So I know you were up getting the information and making it happen.
Tyree White makes it happen for the first time in the second.
Yep, and that's a better offensive execution right there. Same thing though. Let's short post. Let's do our thing. But now they're getting to the backboard and making better decisions.
Taylor Foster on the good spin.
Both teams now have really picked it up. Offensively, you know, they're doing what they set out to do, and that's get in the paint and score.
And the offensive foul. Good call against Jarrell Merriweather, using the off arm to ward off and push.
Yeah, easy call too. I mean, listen, it's a zone. Where's he going? I mean, there's no space right there. He dribbles the ball 3 times and pushes off. You know, bad decision right there. Give me 1 or 2 strong power dribbles to the basket. Not there. Jump stop, pivot, get it out of there. Jump stop, look across the court, skip the ball, flash to the middle. Real simple stuff. That's what they were doing in the first half.
Midway through this second half, Hostos has led throughout, but it's down to 3 as Kevin Vanderpool up and under. And coming out of traffic is Tyree White. How did he find that rebound? Off to Terrell Pascal.
Boy, he has a lot of energy. You know, and Tyree White has a lot of credentials. Rookie of the year last year, player of the year this year. You know, I mean, talking to the coaches now, some D2 schools really interested in him. So, you know, he's used his opportunity as an athlete that has no high school experience, just AAU, and he's made the best of it. Nice handle right there. Nice finish right there. Count it. Count it. Count it. Love it. I love it. He's the poster child, Ralph, for a kid who doesn't get the acknowledgement in high school. The high school coach messes up, misses him, doesn't understand. He goes and plays with Mark Jerome in Riverside, gets that look. Mark Jerome, a great coach, and now he's showing what he's about. And I hope this kid gets his scholarship because he definitely deserves it.
Reminds me a lot of a guy that graduated just a couple of years ago from the Bronx, Claude Blue, now starring at Bloomfield College. White again.
Yeah.
Oh, and the intentional foul.
Right, just going straight takeover right now. And that's when you handle the game defensively with your hands. He's deflecting balls. He's cooking the ball out and getting out in transition, getting those easy shots. That's the sort of guy I want on my team. If I can get a guy that can create offense from his defense, sign me up. Very good player. I would put him on my best. I would say, yo, go and guard the best guy on the floor, whether he's 6'5" to 6'1". He's going to do it because he has the energy and the drive to get it done.
Bud McQueen reached down, and he was just trying to foul him and make it appear to be unintentional. And McQueen, he was caught in the middle. He did not want to give up the easy layup. He wanted to make White earn it. And now it's going to end up to being a significant swing as White gets 1 of 2, but now Hostos will keep possession, expanding the lead to 8.
Jordan Webb and Kevin Pimentel return for the Broncos.
Ralph, just 3 minutes ago was 44-41. All right, Hostos takes off on a 9-4 run. Could have been a 10-4 run if he made that free throw, but now it looks like they are gaining their confidence.
Add to that, that's Jabbar Jefferson, baseline out of bounds. Hostos by 10. Vanderpool has his own impressive and one.
Oh, yeah. Vanderpool showing a lot of skill right there with the Hezo. Then he does the turntable, and he hits a nice, short 10-foot fadeaway for the M1.
Vanderpool at the line, 1 shot.
Gavin Vanderpool, a Broncos high 16 points. And another to that, he's their only double-figure scorer. That's been the issue. Coming off of 19 points on 7 of 14 shooting in the semifinal against Kingsborough. On this same floor, stepping back, there's Jarrell Merriweather.
Boy, where was the defense on that possession from the Bronx? There was no one within 10 feet of him. Must have been caught in between defenses right there.
Credit the basket to number 32, Jarrell Merriweather. It's a 2-pointer.
It is a 2-point field goal for Merriweather. Kevin Pimentel back in the game for the Broncos. As is Darryl Blackstock. And Blackstock, that's his second very nice drive.
Bronx has to pick it up, though, defensively. They're not in that rhythm right now, going man-to-man. See if they can generate some steals from their man-to-man and pressure them.
And the takeaway, Blackstock from the side. Drives the lane and high off the glass.
Yeah, I like Blackstock coming right in, being a factor. 4 quick points, on some really strong drives.
And again, the Broncos, when it looks like Hostos is going to give themselves a very nice buffer, it's back to a 5-point game. White, and the strip, but the foul.
That was close right there, but the Bronx has made the adjustment.
Broncos foul.
They're going straight man, and now what Hostos has to do is spread them out and go to their strengths. What are their strengths? Well, we know that number 15 for Hostos, Tyree Wright, the player of the year, is an excellent driver. We also know that number 32, Jarrell, with the ball, is a good 3-point shooter. So now they have to run some plays to get the ball in their hands.
White in the post. Good skip pass, opposite wing. Dehana Bailey, nicely done.
Yeah, good presence of mind by White to look opposite and throw that ball across the court. And strong drive right there by Bell.
Webb sealed his man off, then made the extra pass. And Darryl Blackstock was fouled.
Foul is charged to number 12, Teron Pascal. That's his second.
Second on Teron Pascal. So we'll see Darrell Blackstock to the line. Sean Kelly says they expect great things from him down the road with more experience. He's a freshman out of the deep New Rochelle High School program a couple years ago. Attended a prep school last year. And if you can make the varsity at New Rochelle, that's something. And you can see how gifted he is, 6'2", very long.
Yeah, and they've been in battles up there with Mount Vernon. That New Rochelle Mount Vernon rivalry has gone on for over 50, 60 years.
And the other way, breaking pressures, Jabbar Jefferson.
Yep, and that was Jefferson on that last drive. I mistakenly said Bell. He's come on and he's really performed well.
Vanderpool chased off the arc. And a foul inside. So the Broncos to shoot free throws with 7:08 remaining, second half. The third on Jarrell Merriweather.
Vanderpool goes to the line for the Bronx.
Kevin Vanderpool, first team All-CUNY. And still right on his average of 17 points. He had an 18-point game February 11th at Hostos as the Broncos both times struggled against the Caymans. They were never really in either regular season game, but they're in this one. And the bump foul by Blackstock, and that's a problem. That's going to mean a 1-and-1, 94 feet away from the basket. And a freshman mistake from Darryl Blackstock.
At the free throw line, it's number 32,
so this is going to put one of the best free throw shooters in CUNY, Jarrell Merriweather, to the line for a 1-and-1. He is 83% on the season. That's fourth in CUNY. Merriweather marketed himself. He sent an email to Dr. Jody King saying he had heard about the Hostos program and was interested. Came to a workout. None of Dr. King's assistants liked him. Jody said, you know, I can find a place for him. And they have found a big one. So he adds 2 free throws. It's back to a 9-point lead. Webb, bounce pass, Vanderpool. And the good hands by White to start the fast break. Merriweather missed the shot.
Boy, it looked like he got fouled on that attempt.
Vanderpool, big step, not there. Into Tyree White. It'll stay with the Bronx.
Yeah, the refs are really letting them go, letting them play it out, which I like. And, I mean, can you say enough about Tyree White? Look, I mean, he's all over the floor, Ralph. He, you know, at the head of that 1-3-1 zone that they're playing, he is just creating havoc right now up there. And, you know, he's so square, and his movements are so quick. He just has a lot of athleticism, and he's in the playing defense. You got to love a kid like that. He is an animal. He's playing, doing his thing.
63-54, the Hostos Caymans led by Tyree White all season long, ranked number 6 by D3Hoops.com, looking for their first CUNY championship since 2008. But they've got to get through the 3-time defending champion Bronx Community College Broncos tonight in Brooklyn between these two Bronx rivals. Ralph Bednarczyk with Sean Couch joining you with our entire CUNY TV crew on BronxNet. So happy to have you with us. And throughout March, there are always some upsets or teams that previously couldn't knock off a team, like Bronx losing twice, that do it. Will this be one of those games? The Broncos sure hope so. With their 17-11 mark, they think they are peaking at the right time. They have gotten within 3 points once in the second half at 44-41 after trailing by 9 at the break. 36-27.
Everybody clap your hands.
And still 6:36 to go. Both teams in the single bonus at this juncture, 17 fouls apiece. The Broncos to get it in. And Darryl Blackstock remains on the floor after playing some very effective minutes here off the bench. Slashing to the rim, and fouled is Abdel Peguero. So Peguero will shoot free throws.
Foul charge number 32, Jarrell Merriweather is 14.
Fourth foul on Jarrell Merriweather. Figueroa to the line. The rookie of the year this season because of his great balance in his game. 13 points, 2.5 assists.
Sean Bailey returns for the Caymans.
And someone Sean Cali was really happy to land out of Schaumburg High School, playing in the Satellite Academy. That's the transfer league of the PSAL. It's very unknown, but he was on the transfer league team. It's kind of basketball between all the alternative schools. You don't hear much about it, but there are talented players there that can help a program.
Yeah, the transfer league, Ralph, is very strong in New York City. Those are kids who have no more eligibility after their senior year, and it can go up to 20 years old. And, you know, I've seen those games are very, very good games. And Satellite for years has been a traditional power, so he comes from a very good program.
Mike Davis, who played at Seton Hall, 6'9" big man, lefty from Brooklyn. He came out of the alternative school and the Satellite Academy, so it can happen. It can open up doors to college. This will stay with Bronx, trailing by 7.
And the public school has done a good job here in New York supporting it, you know, giving it more support just through more games being played, and also establishing more schools. I have a friend, Ricky Rivers, now who's out in Brooklyn. They started a satellite school out there, and he's coaching. So they're not only having more schools come up, but they're having good people get involved with the teaching process.
And I think that's the real key, having good people be role models for these young kids. A shot clock violation. It looked like there was going to be a layup for Blackstock, but he couldn't handle the pass.
Yeah, the Caymans just really strong in this zone, and I think that Bronx might have game planned more so for trapping and pressure, and the Caymans are sitting in this zone, and you know they didn't really expect it, so they're not, you know, there as much, and that's a good call right there. It's a very good call, but they haven't been there, I think, like they thought they needed to be in terms of pressure. They probably had some plays designed for it, and it's just been zoned, so they've had to do more half-court execution.
Jordan Webb just picked up his 4th. And Bronx coach Sean Kelly wondering about the call and the explanation. This will be 2 shots for Jabbar Jefferson. And now for Webb, really the only big that the Bronx has that plays any minutes. He's going to stay in there with this game still in the balance with 5.5 left in a 7-point game. Jabbar Jefferson with 9 off the Hostos bench. Merriweather with 11. Soriano with 2. And the Caymans' depth has showcased itself in this Community College Championship game. Out of the corner, Peguero. And Hostos, as we come up on the 5-minute mark, looking to add to this 8-point lead. Bailey, inside again, Jabbar Jefferson. Oh, the Caymans, whenever they've needed a lift, it has been somebody outside of their starting lineup or their core lead players that has given it to them.
Exactly, but that started with Dana Bailey just coming in and making a great pass. Real simple stuff, man. Jump stop, delivers the ball for that easy layup. And you can see now why this team is the 6th in the country. They are battle-tested, Ralph. They're going back and forth. They're not getting shook. Game got close, 3 points a couple of times. They stretch right back out to 10.
66-56, the winner off to the Region 15 tournament where the Bronx had a great run, losing in the regional final to Sullivan Community College. Hostos will definitely be there with their strength and their great record of 24-4 on the season. And Dr. Jody King says it has not come without struggles, peaks and valleys that come along. He has put through many of his players through the grinder. Disciplinary issues, structure, and balance between schoolwork and doing the right thing. He says a lot of the things that you see in the box score they're products of what happens behind the scenes. He says he's been really tough on them this year in developing them as people and wants to turn these guys into leaders. He spent so much time investing those great ideals within his team.
Hostos has a very strong, tradition. They've been D3 champions on this level, national champions. So, he's looking to build on that legacy that Rob Holford left in the early 2000s. And, this could be the team. This could be the team that could reach that level, but they got to get past the Bronx right here.
Kevin Vanderpool gets it going out of the timeout. So Vanderpool with 20 in a much-needed basket. That national championship in 2005, Coach Robert Holford, who is actually now here, back in the CUNY. And that was only in the third year of existence of this program. Tyree White inside, battles, blocked by Webb, but a foul. And if that's Jordan Webb, that's it. And Webb knows it. So the biggest player for the Broncos is finished in the Community College Final.
Yeah, Webb there again. First of all, they get the second shot opportunity, not in position, and then he pays for it for not being in position and gets the foul. And they really need him. That's a big loss for the Bronx.
Jordan Webb finishes with 5 points, and while it doesn't sound like a lot, Sean, his size seems to make a difference for what the Broncos try to do.
No, absolutely. I mean, his size and also his ability to draw the double team to create space for the team, and that's what he's done for them, and they're gonna miss that. They now on the post, they might, if they do have someone, they're gonna have to go to Vanderpool in the post instead of Webb, but now they don't have that weak side rebounder to make a difference if he misses.
Tyree White making the second. So it is set up for Dr. Jody King and Hostos to win the program's first CUNY championship since 2008. Hostos with the lead back up to 9 as we hit the 4-minute mark, as there is Bud McQueen to the reverse.
Just hanging around still. Only 7 points, Ralph, with 3 minutes, 3:50 to go. The Bronx right now just has to find a way to get a stop.
On the drive, and Dahana Bailey gets a very friendly bounce, a soft rim.
Yeah, good bounce there by Daly. 3 for 11 from the field, but that's a big bucket right there.
McQueen on the tip. McQueen stuffed on the follow before Foster is able to clean up. Taylor Foster joins Vanderpool in the double figures. Lead back to 7 as we come up on 3 minutes to go. Both teams shooting over 40%. And Hostos with a sizable rebounding advantage, but there's a turnover. Blackstock ahead, and White able to recover and step in front of Foster. Tyree White to the rim. There is the tip from Rashawn Bailey. What a swing.
Yeah, just too much energy, too much second chance, just too much quickness right now for the Bronx. The Bronx is looking a little tired. Their bench not as deep. Their players right now not as fast. And it looks to me that Hostos conditioning is kicking in at the end of this game because they're getting to the ball and they're making things happen quicker than the Bronx.
So Hostos lead back to 9. Jody King was worried about this game with all the talent that the Bronx had. He said he'd be shocked if his team won by double figures. What have they been able to do to expand this lead further?
I think the key to this game has been Tyree White. White comes in the second half, and every time that the Bronx has come back, he's made a play, whether it's been defensively or offensively. Remember, he gets 2 deflections in a row. He gets the and one down here. He blocks a shot. Even on this sequence right here, he gets his hands on the ball. He's contesting shots. So he's just been the X factor, the man, the person of this game. And you see him right now, number 15. He is just everywhere on the court, Ralph.
Taylor Foster. And he picks up a foul, getting to his left hand. So with 2:30 to play, Bronx will shoot some free throws. Ninth team foul. Taylor Foster, the 6'4" sophomore point guard. He's 12th in the league in scoring over 12 points per game. A very good percentage, 50% from the field. And the Broncos today in this game under 50% at the free throw line. And you're going to start to look at things to point to. What was the problem? Virtually everybody in the team is 1 out of 2. Foster gets the second. Tyree White behind the back inside for White from Dahana Bailey. Chance to counter, but then the steal by Jefferson, but he throws it away. So both teams squandering opportunities.
A little bit too eager right there. You're up 2:14. I think you slow it down. Slow it down, get some time off the clock. You know, still only 8 points. Got to slow down in that instance.
Foster will pick it up with 2:14 on the clock and moving. Another problem for Bronx Community College. They've only knocked down 1 3. There's Kevin Vanderpool for a quick 2 and a quick timeout for the Broncos.
He's done his part for sure. Vanderpool has done excellent job. 22 points right now for Vanderpool. Going left and then extending himself with his right hand to the glass really shows that he understands how to score the basketball on the drive. Only 6 points, Ralph, but I don't know if the Bronx has enough defensively to stop them. And they haven't proven it.
That's been the issue. And for Hostos, Player of the Year Tyree White limited to 11 first half minutes after picking up his second. And while his numbers, 10 points and 6 total rebounds, I don't think they tell you the full story about how effective and disruptive the CUNY Player of the Year is and has been to the Bronx tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm a recruiter. I know coaches on the 2 level, on the 1 level. You know, I'm not sure if Tyree might have enough offense for the 1 level or enough ball handling skills to play one of the 2 guard positions. But on the 2 level, I think that he would be a dynamite player because of his overachieving nature. He really works hard on both ends of the floor. And you know what? If I'm questioning anything, I might question the fact that he might not take the 3 ball a lot. He might not be able to, go off the dribble, catch, or catch and shoot. But all the other intangibles are there. And, he's had games where he's done those things. So with practice and with the time, I think that he would be a great, great acquisition for any Division II program in this country.
Dr. Jody King says he is the ultimate role player on a very good team. On any level, Queens College has come to many Hostos games. Division III schools salivating about Tyree White because he's a winning player. There's White making the pass. Jefferson had to change his shot. Oh, and they got a foul on Vanderpool off the ball. Just as the Bronx was about to run out and maybe cut it to a 4-point game. And this is going to mean 2 free throws. So a critical call against Kevin Vanderpool and Sean Kelly beside himself.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there in that instance. It looked as if the ball came off the backboard and Vanderpool just went up to get it, but the referee apparently saw some sort of push. I don't know. I think that's a no call in that instance. It's bad shot, momentum, the no box out. Let him play that one out.
Jarrell Merriweather at 83% missed the first. So it cost Bronx Community College a point. And here's Foster. Vanderpool to the rim, and he picks up the foul. So the blocking foul against Hostos. And now for the Broncos, they will need to improve their free throw shooting. Still at 50% for the game. 47.4 to be exact. Not a championship number. This will be 2 shots for Vanderpool.
When you want the ball in your hands with under 2 minutes in a close game, you got to be able to hit foul shots. And you know what? No matter how good your best player is, he has to be a good foul shooter under pressure.
Not there. McQueen stripped. So a missed opportunity for the Broncos. Pascal shooting rather than pull it out. Jefferson missing inside. Jefferson again, 3 misses underneath for Hostos.
Wow, why are they rushing to shoot the basketball? They're up 7 points.
And now Vanderpool, an offensive foul drawn by Tyree White.
Yeah, both teams just not thinking. You know, they're in this really haze of frenzy, just trying to shoot the ball and score the ball. You know, Vanderpool driving, you know, just missed the layup. You know, I want to think that he wants to get a better shot and a better look. You know, just ill-advised drive right there.
So another timeout on the floor. The lead still 7 for Hostos. And the Caymans looking to add to their history. Rob Holford starting the program back in 2002. Later on, Roy Beekman did such a wonderful job before moving on to coach at Division III SUNY Old Westbury. And now Dr. Jody King looking to send these young men to the 4-year level, hoping with a championship and a deep run in the Region 15 tournament and perhaps beyond, as Hostos this season has already beaten some big teams like Sullivan Community College in the early year. They're usually a national power at this level. They led by 20 points most of the night, and Rockland Community College, some of the other area junior college programs that are usually very, very good. In our game reset, the possession arrow favors the Bronx. Both teams in the double bonus at over 10 fouls.
And, you know, the Bronx has just done a terrible job at the three-point line, Ralph. They're 1 for 15 from the 3. And this is a team that shoots over, you know, 30% from the 3 to shoot, you know, this poorly in such a big game. You know, it just can't help your chances.
All year, the Bronx has not shot the 3 great, 35%, and probably an average number for the junior college level.
Right, exactly. So, you know, when you shoot, you know, less than that, 6.7% in a championship game, it's just not a good thing.
Oh, the turnover, Vanderpool, as Hostos tried to go with a behind-the-back pass with under a minute and a half to go, and Dr. Jody King.
Boy, this is just turned.
He was more than beside himself. He had to turn his back on the court.
It's turned into Errorville right now. The last 2 minutes on both teams has just been turnover prone to the maximum.
Now Hostos trying to give this game away. The Bronx just won't take it. 2 more for Vanderpool.
So the Bronx bench, the coaches are just sitting there glazed over. That's 3 big points off the board. They would be down 4 right now if he could make it happen. Be a 1-possession game. Instead now, it's a 2-possession game with 2 3-pointers. So extremely tough. Oh,
another turnover, Vanderpool, and then White stealing it back. Got it ahead to Dehana Bailey, and Tyree White made the play after turning it over. Big swing there as Foster missing off the glass. McQueen stripped inside. And then he is fouled. Boy, just a frenetic and chaotic final few minutes.
Foul charge number 2, Jamar Jefferson, that's his third.
And more free throws for the Bronx. Trailing by 8.
Yeah, Sean Kelly is on the side just shaking his head, saying to himself, what can I do to get my team to play a little smarter? And Jody King is, over there the same way.
Bud McQueen out of Kennedy High School. Played on some very good Kennedy teams, winning a city championship in high school. And a lane violation against the Bronx.
Lane violation.
Well,
hey, Ralph.
It is against the Bronx. The free throw was missed anyway, but a calamity of miscues. And the ball nearly stolen again.
I'd call a timeout right now, and I'd say, could you stop bounce passing the ball? The bounce pass right now is the slowest pass that you can throw. And each one they've thrown has been like a minefield here.
And White very wisely brings the ball back out. Well, Bronx has to foul here. There's still 20 seconds to shoot, and Foster, given the benefit of the doubt, fouls Tyree White, and now with 37 seconds left.
Ralph, I had an opportunity to be coached by Rick Pitino when I came out of school, signed as a free agent by the New York Knicks, and I remember the Knicks were into the pressing during that time. Pitino had an NBA team, actually coming out pressing, which was unprecedented at the time. And, he used to tell us, if we can get these guys to throw bounce passes in the front court, I guarantee you we'll steal the ball at least 30% of the time. And he was right. And he used to tell us all the time, when you steal that ball, you keep the ball off the ground, keep it in the air, it moves faster. And understand how to keep your hands ready. And that's a lesson for all the, players out there. That bounce pass is you have to be very sure about it because it's the slowest pass that you can throw.
Foster across the lane. Another timeout for the Bronx. 6-point game, a 2-possession deficit with 27 seconds left. So the Bronx is going to hope for some more Hostos misses at the free throw line and trying to capitalize themselves. So we are still not done yet in this rivalry between programs located in the Bronx, playing tonight in Brooklyn, a different borough, at Kingsborough Community College in Coney Island. We're former Columbia guard Sean Couch. I'm Ralph Bednarczyk and our entire CUNY TV crew on BronxNet. And delighted to have you with us. Congratulations to the Queensboro ladies. A 50-point win over the Bronx Community College women, winning their first title since 2011. And now the Hostos Caymans looking to wrap up the men's championship. And then later on, next week, the Community College Finals, the 4-year schools will play. And Sean, you and I will have the privilege of calling those 2 championship games on ESPN3 live next week from CCNY. So I know you have been looking forward to it for a month.
Oh, Ralph, this opportunity is just going to be an amazing, amazing opportunity. And not only just for us, Ralph, but also for the CUNY Conference, for us to actually have a national platform to show what New York City basketball is about. And you know what? We're not sure who's going to be there, but Staten Island went undefeated during the year, made the Sweet 16 a few years ago. It would be a tremendous platform for New York City basketball on the D3 level if we can get, someone like that in along with, some good competition. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We're looking forward to that up on Manhattan's west side, Upper West Side at CCNY. Tyree White off the double team, and they get it out to Jarrell Merriweather. Bronx needing to foul after looking for the initial steal. So Jarrell Merriweather is the guy that gets it. He is the last guy you want to foul.
Merriweather at the line will shoot 2.
Well in a double bonus. Jarrell Merriweather to shoot 2. And tonight, Jarrell now 3 out of 4. A 13-point game off the bench. And now Jody King will use a timeout here between free throws. So this is unusual.
Full timeout.
You know what, Ralph? The way they've been throwing the ball away, it's not unusual at all. I mean, I think he really wants to get them to understand, all right, we're up. Stop, take care of the basketball, make sure that you play sound defense. Don't give them any sort of, leeway at this point. It's still a 7-point game. It's 20 seconds to go. Anything can happen right now. I think it's a very smart timeout.
76-69, so with 20 seconds to go. Hostos to try to finish this off. And for Dr. Jody King, what do you make of the timeout here? The set up defense?
Yeah, no, I was just saying, Ralph, it's a situation where I think they're just not taking care of the ball and they're not being smart defensively. They're doing a lot of flopping down there. He's just going to tell them to stay strong. If they score quick, make sure you get the ball to it, divide the play to get the ball into the hands of their best free throw shooter so they can be sure. They turned the ball over 5 times in the past 3 minutes, so he just wants to make sure nothing crazy happens.
Well, we have had plenty happen in this game, but Hostos has led from the get-go. Bronx had cut it to 3 at 44-41, and it looked like they would eventually get over the hump, but they have not been able to. Hostos has turned it over 20 times. The Bronx 19. Jarrell Merriweather for one more. Dr. King felt he had a hint that Jarrell would have a big game in this final. He has, with 14 points off the bench. 15 seconds to go. And the foul applied. Merriweather fouling Piguero. Now in an 8-point game, I suppose not the worst because it prevents the three-pointer being put up, but that's the 5th on Merriweather.
Just a quick reminder, at the conclusion of tonight's awards presentation, all fans are asked to leave.
So this will give Piguero 2 shots and then restart the process. It does take Merriweather off the floor, and that's a bonus for the Bronx because of his excellent free throw shooting. So Abdel Piguero with 10 points.
Well, they've melted down on the free throw line at the end of this game. Just have not got the job done. Didn't give themselves a chance to win this game, and that's not like them. Not like them at all.
Steele and Vanderpool. Boy, between the Bronx missed free throws and the Hostos late game turnovers. If Hostos hangs on, neither head coach is going to be all that happy with the way this game finished up.
Well, you know what? Both these teams have games after this. Bronx is going to be selected probably to play in the regional playoffs. But, I'm not happy if I'm Dr. King. I mean, to really execute and to win games, you have to keep everything tight. You have to just make sure everything when it comes to your execution is good. And they have not displayed that. They actually panicked a bit towards the end of this game, just being very careless with the ball.
And I made the point earlier, Sean, about Hostos not being in many close games, particularly in league play. Some of that may have shown itself.
Yeah, absolutely, Ralph. And I think you're right. Exactly. You hit it right on the head. But this was the game to do it. They had enough of a lead to let those mistakes kind of sink in and not hurt them. So they'll watch the tape, they'll get together, they get out on the court, work out the kinks, and try to make a nice long run to represent New York City in the NCAAs.
Another foul. 77-70, and Jabbar Jefferson with this game a 3-possession game for Hostos. Just has to add at least a couple more points for some extra margin before the Caymans can finally celebrate and put this one in their rearview mirror. Jabbar Jefferson, 12 points off the bench. The Hostos bench has been fantastic tonight. It's going to be a big reason why the Caymans win this game. Here's Taylor Foster to the basket, blocked by White. Count that for a goaltend. As if that was the only thing missing with 1.5 seconds left. It's a 6-point game.
Yeah, I see him clutching his right hand. I hope he didn't hurt himself. Trying to make a statement right there. He's clutching his right wrist. That's White. That would be a terrible situation if he hurt himself just trying to make a point. But great win for Hostos. Looks like they got some sort of belt right there that they made up, the championship belt. Haven't seen that one. That's not something that I saw Zach provide as one of the winning items, but nevertheless a great win.
78-72, Hostos capturing the program's first championship since 2008. They had to grind it out and survive at the end.
Absolutely, absolutely, but great win for them, and I look forward to seeing them progress during the year. I think they have a great chance of having a long run.
We're coming back with some post-game reaction from the Hostos Caymans. They're off to the Region 15 tournament, ranked number 6 in the country, and 11 straight wins.